Morning. Saturday. Swept my floor. Moved some stuff. Looks way less cluttered. Other than that being up there. Oh, let's see if I can down. Down. There we go. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Hold on. DJI gimbal, which is a pretty cool device, but I don't know what I'm doing with it. There we go. Yeah, so I tried to get some footage yesterday and I had the thing on the wrong setting, so there we are. That piece there, welded up. I kind of scribed some lines as to where I got to cut to whatever I'm going to do, but it doesn't fit worth a toodle. So I'm going to drop it back down to a height I can work with and see if I can do some measurements. And I'm going to have to rework the sheet metal here. This flange is not high enough to be compatible with the actual trunk floor. So the bends, maybe if I just square the bends up so I can make the flange come up, that might be enough, but it's going to take some work. And I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. So I am going to, okay, I can unlock it and I'll lower it. Lower it. There we go. Gimbal is nice, and I like the app, and the editing's pretty easy in it, so that's the one thing. My mic won't work with it, so I have to pay attention to that, so y'all don't have to yell at me and tell me you can't hear. Yeah, so nice layer of ice yesterday. It's finally starting to thin out. Couple iffy spots on the highway here and there. Okay, oh, what was that? Nothing. Okay, where's my light? There it is, right in front of me. Push this over here. If you do not have a hydraulic lift cart, you best follow Marketplace until you see one for sale, because man, it is worth its weight in gold. And I'll tell you, it's heavy. I haven't tried to lift a car with it yet, but okay, so I can hook up a light. Just let me park you here. Can I park you safe? Oh, sorry. Where are we looking? Let's go this way. Let's go down. Whoa! Okay, I can't see a thing. Yeah, that's about where we gotta be. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna go and turn on the light. Let there be light. Oh, no forward. That's an extra minute. That's what happens when you clean up. Mount your cord and hoses to the ceiling or higher up, where they're far more convenient. I had it mounted to the wall and it was terrible. Oh, okay. I need my step. If I do this. this. Oh, light. This plugs into here. And we have light. Does that help anything? Oh. Glad you didn't see that. I forgot. I was up 2 steps, not 1. Okay, let's see if we're in focus here. Yeah, I see something. Okay, grab my little mittens. I think what I'm going to have to do is measure the existing channel. Like, I don't mind cutting it and fitting it and butt welding it to the existing one, but I'm sure it would be a lot stronger if... Okay, I'm actually a little close there. There. And back. See, I've got like 3/8 of an inch to go on this side and 5/16 to go on this side, and I'm about 1/8 on the bottom, so this actually has to be rolled up in order to see. The floor fits good on the back end, it just doesn't fit where the turret on the front end. And I know if I cut that piece, I'll never fit it right, and I don't want to plate it. So I'm kind of at a loss what I should do here. So I think what I'm going to do is take some measurements and make an attempt to flatten this sheet metal on the corner and make the channel itself taller. Uh-oh. So I'm going to make some measurements and maybe a template or a block. Yeah. I got some angle iron I think I can cut that I can just bolt into here. So I'm going to make a jig. Okay, I'm going to come get you out of there. I'm coming. Hold on. All right. Let's get you out of here. Okay, what I'm going to do is pause for a moment, and I'm going to see if I can build a jig, and we will have you... I want to go this way, and this way, and I'll set you up there once I got it figured out so you can understand what I'm doing to correct the sheet metal. It should have never been like this to begin with. Okay, hang on. I think I've got a plan. I'm going to use that just as a guide, and I'm going to cut the flange off. I'm going to relocate it. Actually, I'll be fabricating a new one, I think. So, with some very poor consistency, I'm going to scribe a line. Get my fingers out of the way here. That gives me metal to work with, if that makes sense. I don't know. It makes sense to me. That's all that matters, really. Over here, get a little beyond. There's a dent. Get past the bolt. There's a dent there. There's a dent there. Oh, that thing is beat up. It'll be close enough. Okay. So I'm just going to zip that off. make a new one that's probably the right length, and then weld it back together. That's going to be my least amount of work, least amount of time. That's what I'm getting at. Okay, I'll do some cutting and I'll get you back. Turned on the music, did some cutting, did some grinding, did some thinking. Well, it came down to butt welding. And I had to slice it, you can see, just to make it like totally not even close. So yeah, I'm working on it. A little bit there, a little bit of slice and dice. I'll tack the back end in first so it's got the location where I need it. I got to have my spacing between this and this the same. I think the leaf springs have shifted over one way or the other, or my diff is sitting crooked. The diff. So then we'll do that. Yeah, so I'm very, very, very close. So I guess, do I need to pull it out again? No, I don't think so. I think I'm ready to start tacking it in once I've positioned it for the final time. So yeah, I didn't bring you in for my cutting decisions in that because it turned into a disaster. There we go. Yeah, it turned into a disaster here, so it's working out. It's taking more time than I expected, but it is what it is. And then I just have the floor and that little patch to make. So the floor piece is like 6 inches wide. Yeah, I'm still not liking that, but it's gonna have to do. Because it's kind of way out of whack. Yeah, that panel's junk. We'll have to find a better quality supplier if I ever have to do this again. And I can tell you already I won't. So, yeah, I'm going to set this aside and I'll bring you back once I've done some welding. Said no one ever. Back at her today. Of course, that's my first quick bait. They're not useless. They're very, very handy. And I have a small assortment here. These things are neat. These are little clamps. You know, in case you got to get two corners. I can't squeeze these. And they grip really tight. Anyway, there it goes. There's my light. There's my step. Let's get involved here. Guess I need my Cleco pliers. I'll throw them in my back pocket. And of course, I'm starting without wearing my gloves again today. Yeah, so this panel is roughly mocked up. I'll climb up here. Down, I said down. There we go. So it's roughly mocked up. What I'm going to do is pull this panel out now. One of the primary reasons for me actually using this thing. I'm just going to put you back here where I did the other day. And see if I can. We want to go this way. Oh, turn. Come on. Why aren't you turning? Okay, you're misbehaving. Maybe if I close that. That's not what I meant to do. Let's do that. There. Now maybe it'll turn. Oh, come on, now it's gonna fall down. Now I gotta climb right up there to see unless I put it in smelfy mode. Where are we? Ah, close enough. Okay, so it's Clecoed in. I've marked a few trimming spots here, a little bit off this corner so I can put a couple tack welds. What I'm going to do is pop this puppy out of here now.
These things are made in USA. Believe it or not. I use the bigger ones because I wanted the, like there's these little guys. And then there's these larger ones. Whoa, I forgot I should have held on to that piece. And that's a 3/16, depending on what holes you need or have, or are willing to weld shut, whatever the case may be. Okay, I'm gonna step down here. And yeah, we'll go over to that other healing bench. Oh, hang on, grab that. Okay, I'm gonna leave you there for a moment. I'll be right back. I'll put these all back in the kit. Then I can find them after. So I'm going to take the channel out first. I'll come get you in that sheet metal. Can I reach? Yeah, hold on, hold on. Sorry about the shakiness. Did I do something? No, we're still recording. Sorry about the noise. Okay. And again, I can't do this one-handed, so we'll go over to my multi-level stand here, and turn, and down. With that, get you about center of the frame, works for me. So, going to put this here. Load. If you haven't used them, you don't know what you're missing. Put this here. There's a method to my madness. Or a madness to my method, I don't know. So there we are. It's snapped back on in its relative position to where it is in the car because of the other two Clecos I had here. Or was it 3? I don't remember. Now, I am going to grab Mr. Sharpie here, and I'm going to trace around here. I actually have some marks, and the whole idea for this is that now I can flip this over, pull a panel, and I have marked out areas. There's a hole there I can weld shut. Here. Here, 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 where I can plug weld. Oh, I'm going to be closer to the edge. Pay attention to that. And one right there. So now what I've got is a layout for where I can drill my holes to plug weld. I can drill this on the bench. I can drill this on the bench. And then I can plug weld from the top within the trunk. Instead of having to drill all the plug welds from the bottom up, it makes it so much easier to do. What I might do is flatten this out just a little bit here and here, and try and fit this a little better just so it fits that contour. So I'm going to do some hammering and put some gloves on because I don't want to get my hands all dirty, because if I get something in my eye, you never know. Or if the phone rings, or you know, the potty break. It's easier to take the gloves off than it is to wash the hands. So I'm going to press on and try and get this welded in today, that welded on, and then I can work on the end panel. So I'm gonna lay it back for a while and turn on my tunes and get after it. See you in a bit. Okay, well, where were we? Oh yeah, I was putting a piece in the frame rail and stuff. Yeah. Okay, let's go look. That's the floor patch. It's kind of ready to go in. Just a shot of primer sealer. The other side is going to leave bare metal, so that, you know, welding and stuff. The frame rail. And my light is missing again. But the frame rail is, where is it? Right there. Some ugly weld there, but you know, that's how it is. I gotta be more careful with the buttons. And there's the other side. She's all scabbed in nicely. Pretty hard to get up in, where am I? Pretty hard to get up in there to clean up the welds, but for the most part, I just use my finger type belt sander. Another Amazon deal. Other side is all blackened now. That's just drying. And down. Yeah. It ain't pretty, but it's a trunk, right? So I guess next project is to fill the hole with a gas tank. And I'll be able to start moving on to getting this piece done. Once that's done, then yeah, we really be jamming. That'll be fuel lines, brake lines, get the electrical, see if I can make it pop off. It's been a while, so I'll probably have some injector issues and stuff, but I'm expecting it. Okay, so anyway, back to the Clecos. You know I like them. They're very handy. I'm a beginner at using them. I don't think to always use them. That's one of my problems. So there's that. Patch panel on the top. I was going to weld today, but then I remembered something from my past, and it was not pleasant. Oh, welder's on. Let's take care of this. Always check when you put a new bottle on. Soap test. Saves you on gas if it starts leaking. Anyway, back in my youth, well, I would have been in my 20s, so that would have been some kind of 40 years ago. I was helping a friend. He was doing some patchwork on his sister's car. And it was a Challenger or a Barracuda from the 70s. I see where my light is now, by the way. Doing some welding and grinding on section whatever, and I was spraying a very similar product to that in the trunk, undercoating the trunk floor and the sides. And he was doing a little work on the I guess it would be the B pillar on that car. He was grinding and sparks were flying into the trunk, and thought nothing of it. He went and grabbed the MIG welder and give a little tack, and the entire trunk blew up in my face, all the fumes. Needless to say, it was a very unpleasant day, and I hadn't thought about that for a long time as I was spraying the undercoating thinking I'm going to weld, and I went, nope, those fumes got to flash off. So just a reminder, if you're spraying undercoating on one side and welding on the other, don't do it. Back to the regular scheduled program, which is pretty much the end of today. And I'm gonna call it because stuff's gotta dry now. And yeah, I think I'm done.
hold on. Did I start a video? I did. So this is kind of the whole Cleco thing. It just fell apart. So you'll catch on to my idea. I was gonna do one of those clickbait things and make a video, but I'm just gonna tie this in with the past ones and let it go. I see I got a new subscriber. Welcome, Mario. You got quite a project going on there as well. If somebody's interested, he's doing a 77 Trans Am. It's going to be quite an interesting project. He just joined the channel, so if he comments, maybe he'll put you onto his channel. Might want to hop on over there and have a look at it. As always, I'd like to thank you both for watching, and I'll bring you back tomorrow, and this is less of a mess.